usually be referring to them as either smart or a happy person in general. If that's the case, then I've been fortunate enough to interview one of the brightest people I know, being that not only is the person to my left extremely intelligent, he is also a very positive person. I've actually known Bogdan for almost 4 years because we went to the same middle school. Being in a grade that had only 65 kids, it meant that I was able to get to know everyone, even if it wasn't to a great extent. My knowledge of Bogdan included his first name, his last name, and his love for programming. And although I made the mistake of not getting to know him better in middle school, I knew back then, and I still know this now, that he is a very genuine person. And here's why. If I had to pick another word to describe Bogdan, it would probably be passionate. He's extremely hardworking and would be that kid in the class that everyone would go to when it was time for a group project. No matter how small the assignment was, he always gave 100%. It was a little questionable, but whatever. Something that I noticed about him was that the more passionate he was about something, the more creative he became with his ideas. Last year, when there was a project where we had to create a model of an orbit in outer space, 99.99% of the class were attaching styrofoam balls to skewers. And Bogdan was motorizing his orbit and went outside of the box. No one was surprised, however, because that's what he usually did. But when I first think of Bogdan, my mind immediately goes to the time when I asked him a specific question. I'm able to remember this because it mainly taught me what kind of person he was. I asked him who his best friend was. It's a very casual starting conversation question. He told me that he didn't like putting certain people above others. I actually asked him again during our interview to see if he had changed his mind in any way, but he didn't. And in my opinion, that's actually a very admirable quality. And although Bogdan could probably name every single element on the periodic table if he wanted to, I have come to notice that he does lack knowledge with celebrities. And I found that out when he asked me who Tom Holland was.
Oh, God.
At least he's a dog person. It was a really interesting conversation, really, after we shifted the topic to dream pets, and I made the assumption that he would be able to associate with a very intelligent but crazy animal, maybe a monkey. I assumed wrong, very wrong. Picture Bogdan sitting with a rat on his shoulder, but that rat had dragon wings. It's called a Draco rat. And while I thought this was a very interesting finding, it taught me a lot about his personality, how he wasn't afraid to be himself around anybody. I'm really glad I got to know Bogdan because it made me realize something, that he was one of the few generally good people I know. What I mean is that he has so many good qualities about him that others don't get the privilege of having. He has such a unique perspective, and he's always trying to bring people up instead of down. And something that I noticed was that he is extremely weird, but in the best way possible.